All right, if you're thinking about moving to Augusta, Georgia, let me save you some time and a whole lot of Googling. I'm Kristin, a local realtor here in the Augusta area. I help a ton of families relocating here, especially military families coming to Fort Gordon, and I'm just going to tell you the real stuff that you actually want to know. So let's go over some of the top pros and cons of living in the Augusta area. So, pro number one is the cost of living. So, let's start out strong. Augusta is affordable compared to the national average. I know everything everywhere is going up, but it actually ranks about 10 to 15% lower in cost of living when compared to the national average. So, what's interesting is that things like food, groceries, transportation, healthcare, those kinds of expenses are actually only slightly below the national average. But when you look at housing, there's actually a significant difference. So, this is a huge opportunity to save, and you don't want to pass that up, especially if you're thinking about long term investment. Your money's going to go a lot further here, and a lot of my clients are shocked by what they actually can afford for their families. So, if budget is important to you, this is a huge pro of the area. So, pro number two, Fort Gordon. So, if you're military or connected to the base in some way, like maybe you're a contractor, the Augusta area is honestly such an easy place to land. There's a big community here with lots of support. There are play date groups, there are walking and exercise groups, there are mom's night outs, homeschool events, coffee meetups, just to name a few of the things. There's literally so many ways you can get connected and find support here. There are also tons of other families who are also relocating with you, so people actually understand the crazy PCS life. And I know I've gone through it too, and having other people around that can relate to that is super important. And if you're not military, this just means that the job market is stable, the area is still growing, and there's still lots of opportunities for you as well. Pro number three, things to do. I could go on and on about this forever. Yes, Augusta is chill, but there actually is a lot of things to do. I would even recommend watching my other video that I will link below that goes into way more detail about things to do with kids around the area. But for now, just to name a few of the things, you have the Riverwalk, the Savannah Rapids, there's markets, there's concerts and shows, breweries, distilleries, indoor rock climbing, golf carts, trampoline parks, golfing, splash pads, the Greenway. There's also tons of parks, trails, and festivals. It's definitely not a nothing to do town, and if you can't find anything to do, send me a message and I will happily help you find something. So, pro number four is the variety and diversity in lifestyle, people, and cultures in this area. This is something I really love about it here. There's just so much variety in the people, the neighborhoods. You're not stuck with just one type of feel or one type of vibe. You have military families from literally all over the world that come here. You've got people who have grown up here for generations. You have transplants from big cities, small towns. It's really just a genuine mix. So you get this awesome blend of food, culture, and community that's still growing and it feels way more diverse than people actually expect. In the neighborhoods, you can literally pick the exact lifestyle you want. If you want a quiet country living with land and space, then we can do that. If you want a brand new neighborhood with sidewalks, cute houses, people walking their dogs in the evenings, we have that too. If you want something that's older and more historic, we have that. If you want a golf community, a river community, or something walkable, we have that too. Literally every kind of option. There really is something here for everyone. I think that's why so many people make it a home so quickly. So let's switch gears and we are going to talk about some of the cons. So, con number one is the weather. Okay, so real talk, it is hot, it is humid. Your hair will have a personality of its own, and if you move here in July, you're probably going to question your life choices for a minute. But you do adjust, or you just spend all summer swimming. Either one works. We also do get a lot of random thunderstorms, rain showers, especially during the spring. And probably the least favorite part about the weather for most of us is the pollen. So this is also worse during springtime, like right now. And you'll often come out to your vehicle in the morning and you'll see your car and your front door covered in like a yellowish and greenish dust. Thankfully, the pollen and these super hot summers don't last forever, and most of the rest of the year is perfect. Now, let's talk about con number two, traffic pockets. So, Augusta does not have bad traffic to the level of like Atlanta, Washington, D.C., some of those big cities like that, unless you are on Washington Road or Bobby Jones right around 5 p.m. And then suddenly everybody forgets how to drive, and you're like, this city is too small for this kind of chaos. We do also see accidents fairly frequently, especially on I-20, which of course can cause a lot of backups. And just keep in mind that this area is full of so many different people that have a lot of different driving styles. And so you might find the need to put on some nice, peaceful music in your car to try and stay calm. But overall, most commute times here are typically manageable. Just check your GPS ahead of time to avoid those accidents or backups. Next, con number three are that schools vary. So here's the deal with schools here. So some areas have great options and some not so much. We have some very, very high top ranking schools and others that are at the bottom of the rankings. It really just depends on the exact neighborhood you're in and what your priorities are. Schools are obviously a hot topic when moving with a family because we all want what's best for our kids. And this is why I always tell people and my clients, don't guess or just go by what other people are saying online. Reach out and I'll help guide you to the best resources in the areas that match what you're looking for. I will also link another one of my videos below that goes more in detail about all of our local schools. So con number four is that Odessa is pretty spread out. So it looks small on the map, but once you get here, you realize it's actually pretty spread out. So you have Augusta, then Evans, Martinez, and Grovetown. And then right across the river, you have North Augusta. And these are all their own little pockets. And unfortunately, there's not great public transportation from one place to another. It's not really walkable, so it could take you anywhere from 10 to 20, maybe even 30 minutes to get from one place to another, depending on where you're going. People will say that they live in Augusta. What they actually mean is that they live in one of the suburbs, and depending on where you work or if you're stationed at Fort Gordon, where you choose to live is obviously going to have a big impact on your commute time, your lifestyle, even the school choices. So it's not hard to get around, but you definitely want someone who can help you figure out which area makes the most sense for you and for your family. So, if you are thinking about moving to the Augusta or Fort Gordon area, you want someone who will actually answer your questions, explain everything, and make your life easier. I'm your girl. Just shoot me a message, email me, or call me to grab a spot on my calendar, and I'd love to help you make this move a whole lot smoother. I'll talk to you soon.